setting is so boring. I feel like I just found this and I feel like it could do something to the setting. I don't know, spice it up a bit, but probably not. I really wanted this video to be raw, you know, so I'm not wearing any makeup. I have proof. Take some micellar water. I'm not sponsoring. I think I'm really confused right now. But nothing, you know, try anywhere on my face. No makeup. It's just for a reason, because I just wanted just this video to be really honest, and I thought I would be honest everywhere. So that's my purpose. This week I have a special video, and I've been talking about this a little bit, but you know, it's time. This is my coming out video. Well, I'm gonna basically explain my story in like a nice little summary so you can really all understand. It's a lot of people see it as a really confusing subject, but I personally don't agree. It's just something that's you just learn a little bit about me. It's not like this huge thing that has to be, I can't explain this well. But here you go. This is my story. For some reason, I've only heard about the LGBTQ community, like, well, just the word gay in general, like probably 6th grade, middle school. And I was taught that it was weird or it wasn't normal and it was very rare, but it's really the opposite. And I've learned this slowly, progressively, and I was finally 100% accepting it probably 8th grade, when I just started watching YouTube, and I learned so much, and I'm really grateful for that. Summer of 8th grade, I just started questioning, am I really straight? Because 8th grade was really the time where I didn't really know who I was, and I was just some regular human being, but I knew I was different in some way. And November 27th, I hope I'm right, 2015, 2015, just making sure, I came out as biromantic. I didn't have a lot of sexual feelings, of course, especially at that time, but I just felt like, you know, girls, you know, yeah. And I knew I still like boys, you know. I've mostly had boy crushes, even though literally almost none of them went anywhere. Only my 2 recent ones were just the most important ones in my life right now. And if you know me enough, you know why. And then a few months later, I got into a relationship and I was just questioning my sexuality like over and over again. Well, my asexuality, because romantic means romantic attraction, not exactly sexual attraction. It's not that difficult, it's not that confusing, it's just who I am. Then I found a word called sensual attraction, SENSUAL, because people are thinking I say sexual, I'm like, no. Which means you have the romantic attraction or sexual attraction, like it could be different situations. Like I feel like I'm more sexual towards girls and more romantic towards boys. I don't know, that's kind of how I've always felt, but I never knew bisexual was a word because it's not even a word. Biromantic even isn't a word, and for some reason I felt weird saying biromantic, even though I was like, yeah, this is me. And then at the same time I was like, really? Because even more than myself, a lot of my friends were also questioning it, even my boyfriend. And now I'm looking at this thing because I made this at GSA a few months after I came out. And now I'm just looking back at it like, could I write like a slash here or what? I mean, yeah, so that is me, that's who I am. I've learned to accept it, and coming out was really difficult to some specific people, especially like my parents, well, my family in general, my closest friends. Some of my closest friends, I had already told them that I was confused, and like very few, like probably 3 of them I think, and I think a few other people in the GSA club in my school. But I never really told, you know, my friend group, my other friend group, my friends back home. So In November, I went to travel to New Jersey, New York for Thanksgiving, and when we go to New York, we always go to New Jersey, and I had a crush on my friend New Jersey, and she was the first person that I told that I was bi, but I told her I was bi something because I didn't really know, I wasn't sure, I didn't really think I was bisexual. You know, I was like, am I really? Am I really? It doesn't sound like me. And then I told her, she was very understanding, she was very accepting. She's like, I'm very proud that you came out to me, but I'm just straight and I'm sorry, it's not gonna work. And I'm like, okay. I finally accepted it, and I still had some anxiety from it. I had anxiety before it. Okay, this was not supposed to be an emotional video, now I'm starting to cry. And then I just told a bunch of my New Jersey friends, and then I didn't really tell anyone else. And then right when I came home, I told my mom. The next day I told my brother, and the next few days I told all my friends and my family. Then I went to visit New York again this summer, like a few weeks ago. I told my dad on the last day of June, which was Pride Month, and surprisingly to me, he accepted me. He said he still loved me. I still had to, teach him all about the attractions, confusion that he's had with it, and I don't think it's that confusing. You just have to learn the basics and you'll basically get it. So to end this video and try to just, not just be talking in front of the camera like about my coming out story, I thought I would ask to tweet me some questions on my coming out experience or my sexuality in general, even though I've basically kind of gone off on the summary. I have 2 questions because people hate me. Question from John: how did other people view you as you came out? Well, to some people, they're always like, for some people that I know specifically, they like to bring it up, but some people, they just accepted it. They're just like, okay, I don't care. Most of them just don't care, or they're just like, that's cool, and I'm happy for you that you came out. Some people have told me that, it's inspirational. I was like, thanks, because it took a lot of anxiety. I mean, it wasn't the hardest thing I faced in creating myself, but, it was still a big factor on just who I really was in general. And the next question from Sabrina: how did your parents react when you came out? Well, my mom, she's like, both my parents said the same thing. I love you. I know my mom was very open to, not being straight. My dad, he was for a part, he was a little bit homophobic, or just liked to make jokes and didn't really take it seriously, and, didn't really want to learn about it. So that's why I was very nervous about telling him, but once I told both of them, I felt really relieved, like I could be myself, One more thing, the whole biphobic concepts, really? You think we're gonna cheat on one gender with the other? I think that's dumb. I just really needed to add that before I ended this, because, we're not confused, it's not a phase, it's really not, it's just who we are, it's a real thing. Don't be confused with pansexuality. Don't be confused with polysexuality. Can't express this enough. Well, that's my coming out video. If you like this video, even a little bit, just me talking to the camera, nothing creative or nothing funny, I'm just really wanted to be honest, and I really wanted just to talk. And, after I was out to my dad, I was like, you know what, it's time to tell everyone. I mean, I'm pretty open about my sexuality. I sometimes don't even care telling people who I am. Not really who I am. I don't really get uncomfortable talking about my sexuality because, the more you know, the better, I think. Sometimes I like to call myself queer just because it's not technically LGBT, but it's LGBTQ+. So I feel like I would fit more in the queer category just because it's a combination of bisexual and asexual in some kind of way. If someone calls me queer, I wouldn't even care. If you called me bi, I wouldn't care. Bisexual, I just be like, hold up, you're close, but no. Please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and leave a comment if you have ever come out and how was your coming out experience. What do you think about the gays? I'll see you guys next Monday. Legal losers. See ya.
Keep your secrets to yourself and put me high up on a shelf. Look